Well, good afternoon, fellow union brothers and sisters. I hope everybody is safe. Hope everybody's healthy. I'd like to thank one of our fellow union sisters who sent me this mask and for the thoughtful gesture behind that. So I wanted to show that off in the video update this week. And yes, we are thinking about ways to put our logo on different things that we might need in the future as we think about the return to school and what that could look like. But I'd really like to thank our member for sending this and the thoughtful gesture behind that. Hope everybody is wearing their face masks as they have to go possibly outside to do some of their essential shopping and things that they need. So for this week's video update, we wanted to focus on really kind of three major issues that we're talking about right now. One, a lot of questions on the end of the school year and what that is going to look like and how we're going to kind of close things out. I want to continue to emphasize our lobbying ask around federal stimulus money. So we're going to focus on that. And then at the end, remind people we have mediation scheduled for our regular contract negotiations scheduled for this Friday. So first, probably the biggest question that has come up in the last week or so have been conversations about closing this year out and having to go back to our classrooms, cleaning things out, and so forth. So want to explain this kind of very clearly. Our team worked very hard when we developed the MOU to get language that said that we would not be directed or required to come back to work during this school year. Okay, I know there are a ton of people out there that have a lot of anxiety or in a high risk category and just aren't comfortable coming back into a public building, even if it's not crowded. So that language exists. We don't intend to change that. But we do want to be clear that we received a lot of questions from people wanting to get back into their classrooms, to clean the room out for the end of the year, to do some different things. And we're not opposed if it is safe to do so for those last days of the school year to be able to get back in our classrooms if we're able to do so safely. But again, the key for us is not being directed or required to do that. So I know that raises questions for if members don't come back and do work, what happens to their classroom? And understand that we're going to have to be okay that if we're not going to go back, that means that there might be cleaning crews, custodians will have to do the best they can to move things around, bag things up in order to do the proper sanitation and cleaning. And then when we're able to come back to work on a regular type setting, then you could come back and set your room up the way that you would like. So hopefully you're going to get more information on closing out the year and cleaning out rooms and stuff from your principals in the next week or so. But again, what's key to us from our MOU that we developed is you're not going to be directed or required. So that means you might just be simply holding on to some things over the summer. And again, if you're not going to go in, understand that some of the ways you like to finish the year out, that might be left up to other people who would be going in your room to do some of that. So again, hopefully in the next week or two, you get a little more details from site admin on how that could look for those that would like to get back in their rooms. The next topic is around our lobbying ask for the federal budget. Look, we are facing an unprecedented hole in our budget. It's a $54 billion hole in the California state budget. And the only way to kind of fill that is with federal stimulus money and the need to look at this fourth wave of the stimulus plan and look at the Education Stabilization Act. And what we're going to be asking Congress to do is put $175 billion into that Education Stabilization Act and $2 billion into what we're calling the homework gap and closing the homework gap, which is really a way to get more Wi-Fi access to students across the country. So on the screen, you're going to see those two asks right now. And also, I'm going to put the 1-800 number for you to call. It's going to be 1-855-977-1770. You call that number. It's a CTA hotline. It will give you a little background on the lobbying ask. You enter your zip code, and then it's going to connect you right to the legislator's office. It takes just a couple minutes to do. And this is also going to be our Grubhub Easter egg for this video. We're going to ask for the first person that emails the first phrase when you call that 1-800 number. There's an answer. There's somebody that answers. And if you give us the first phrase that they say or the first word that they use and email that to organizing@aremembers.org, the first person that does that is going to get the $25 Grubhub raffle. So call that number, 1-855-977-1770. There are tons of groups from firefighters, police, healthcare workers, all over. They're going to be looking for budget money. And as educators, we need to do our part in lobbying to protect our students, protect public education, and the resources that we need to do this effectively. Last thing in the video for this week is this is a big week for us. We've been negotiating our contract now for over a year. We have mediation that has been scheduled for Friday. While we understand that the dynamics in the world we are working in are completely different, we still have some central goals that we know we need to achieve in a contract settlement. Looking at healthcare costs and the impact on families, that has definitely been a huge priority for us. Making sure we have compensation that is competitive with our surrounding districts, and then looking at contract language that protects our rights as educators, especially around those things like personal necessity time that we know has been a major issue. So we're going to ask everybody if you could wear red on Friday just to show that solidarity and support and thinking about our bargaining team and the work that they'd be doing. And then look for updates soon thereafter, either by the weekend or hopefully by early next week. We'd be able to give an update on how that mediation session went. So again, in today's video, we talked a little bit about the end of the school year and closing out what the end of the school year looked like. And I know for people that are anxious, know that we do have contract language that you cannot be directed or required to come into work, but we would like it to be set up in a way that people can come back safely to close out the year if they choose. And so stay tuned for updates on that. Again, we then asked to make the call to our legislators, our Congress people, in order to get that $175 billion to the Education Stabilization Fund to help shore up some of the losses in our states. And then finally, if everybody can wear red to support our bargaining team through mediation on Friday. Hope everybody has a great week and look for more updates.